Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm back. Just needed a little break. Late night gaming. That's right. Part 21, the Yakograd Republic. We're gonna go all the way to the L57 launch, which is not a launch that I want to miss, despite it being at 2:49 in the morning. I want to watch the L57 launch because this booster is the first booster. The turnaround time on the booster is 9 days. They flew this booster, that Falcon 9.
Oh, this is space.
Hey,
I'm
Hokie,
in space.
5 subs. They flew that Falcon 9. SpaceX flew that Falcon 9 on the Spherex Punch mission less than a week ago. Or, well, a week and a half ago. 9 days. Hokie gifted 5. Thanks, man. Now go to heck to sleep after the launch. I can unpin. It's fine. So, we got workers. I'll play. If we want to burn some time, I got workers to burn some time, and we'll go from there. So let's load up Yakograd, and we'll keep going with the construction. Hey, Paul. What's going on, buddy? How was the episode? It was good. It's all right. Yeah, it was good. No spoilers. The statute of limitations on this stream is 2 months for anything. So only 2 months after something has come out, then we can discuss it. So, yeah. Bro, that timing, I just got home from work with Taco Bell. All right. Cool, man. So this is what the YouTube side of things looks like. Yep. It's pretty much exactly the same. Enjoyed the launch. Sleep calls for me. I saw the notification. I was about to turn on my audiobook to go to sleep. Oh. Good night. I went to Twitch chat earlier. It was bananas compared to this. The YouTube chat is a lot more tame. There's a lot less things going on over there. Twitch chat goes bananas, especially when there's a lot of conversations going on. Yeah, that's because the Twitch chat has probably 12 years more traction, let's say, than the YouTube chat. I've been streaming on YouTube for less than a year. All right. Anyway, so we're currently paused. And what I was trying to do, I think, is by 1962, I want all the oil up and running. Particularly just the loading terminal, which actually is pretty much close to being finished. That's pretty good. We got to gravel that thing up right there. And we got to gravel those roads there so they can move around. So I'll just make a note to do that there. Make a note to do that there. Assign construction 2 to that, and we'll wait on that connection there. I don't want to assign that here because they're pulling from the tank. I want them always to have a way to get to the tank because they're pulling oil from there. But if you look, check that out. In July, we are almost even. We're going to break, I think we'll break even. Are those filled? Well, this one, these pumps, this trio, 1, 2, and 3, are on much higher deposits. That's on a 70% deposit, 74, and 54. These ones over here are on 50, 42, and 41. Those were the 6 highest spots, right? These ones produce way more oil. Way more oil is way more truck trips. In fact, I should probably buy more trucks so we can export more per month because I'm producing more per month. I only have, I think it's 6. I think I have 3 trucks assigned to that and 3 trucks assigned to that. The 3 trucks that are assigned to that are down here on the distro. Those are those distribution trucks. And then the 3 distribution trucks here are designed to pull straight from there, and that's it. And that is what's getting us enough cash there. It's also limited due to the gravel roads. Fair. Glad to see you survived first winter. Yep. Look, we even started getting the roads figured out for the town. I really wanted to get at least baseline functionality for the town up and running by April 62. We do have our connection to NATO. I'm just graveling the road to Ilios over there so we could start buying NATO equipment, which is pretty cool. I'm also building out more construction depots here. This construction depot is built in with anticipation of this. I specifically want this depot for excavator, bulldozer, and cranes. So I want equipment hauling and cranes here. The reason why is because, you know, we'll group them with these down here. These construction offices, which is dozers, right? Dozers and cement mixers and whatnot, and construction labor, they can quickly pull down there and then drive the resources up here. But if we want to move bulldozers and stuff here, they could just drive basically around the corner, right? So that should get us what we need. Hey Navy vet, what's going on? Dude, I swear, you either have not enough cranes or you have too many and they just sit there. Yeah, budgeting projects out in this game do be like that, dude. But we did get the bridges figured out. I decided to build a wooden bridge here, and I know the wooden bridge has absolutely terrible speed limit. Actually, it said the speed limit's 18. And now, okay, that guy is going 18. Honestly, any road smaller than 10 meter doesn't matter if it's gravel or just dirt, if I recall correctly. Hey Ryan, what's up? It's a bridge! Bro! Look at the bridge, dude! Oh! So, Ryan, is it a coincidence that you were covering the Crew 9 splashdown and there were dolphins and you were commenting on it? It's a sign, bro. It's a sign of the D-Pods. Dolphin pros, gods of space with dolphins and stuff, man. The bridge between Twitch and YouTube chat. Anyway, Ryan, it's awfully early over there, dude. What are you doing up? 100% coincidence? X to doubt, bro. Anyway, what are you up to so early, man? Did I really break
Discovery,
it?
go at throttle up.
Really? I broke it? What did I break? I was settling down for sleep, then I saw the news with the Heathrow substation fire. Oh. It seems to be stemming from that road. I am very scared of deleting that road, but I'm gonna do it. The Heathrow substation. Huh. Interesting. Late night stream? That's right, Brandon, I'm here. You're settling down for sleep, dude. It's like 4 in the... Well, here I am giving you crap for being up till 4 in the morning when I'm about to be up till 4 in the morning because I want to stay up till L57 because I want to see that booster. I want to see 1088 be reused after 9 days. Can you guess what booster this is? 1088. I actually don't know what booster that is. I don't know where this is. Super cool, though. I don't know what booster that is. Yeah, Hibbit. So, another tanker. Yeah, Brandon, the booster that's flying on the NRL 57 mission tonight, or this morning, flew the Sphere X Punch mission 9 days ago, dude.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
9-day turnaround, baby. Hey, Red 8, 119 months. Aaron, what do you mean? Is Alex Vim in on later with EJ? Wait, what do you mean? I think I don't know who's doing L57 on the NSF side of things. I don't know. It appears to be a booster. Yep. Is Alex coming on to commentate with me? If Alex is awake, I'd love to have him come and commentate on the stream, dude. But I don't know if he'd want to. I don't know if he'd want to join this clown fiesta that we call a stream. I mean, it's good for us, right? Like, I don't know. Alex would be like, okay, you guys are crazy, and then leave. But then again, maybe, who knows? Any caffeinated toothpicks? No, Sea Kraken. What time is it going to be where he lives? Super early in the morning. Actually, probably be like 8, 9 o'clock, something like that. We got to get Jack to do commentating on a SpaceX launch on here. I could probably swing that. Kelly, you got clear skies hoping to see L57. If it's clear, dude, you should. Hey. We almost broke even. I'm thinking, you know what, Andrew? I think buying another tanker might... Actually, I think buying 3 tankers might be a good idea. Look, the oil that's being pumped there is just going up. Paper bring balance, just saying, he's a spiritual advisor. Hey, the game isn't paused. That's right, man. Yep. Why did you buy the orange fans? The blue ones hold more workers. I don't know, just good use in the past. The orange vans are cheap. They don't cost anything, dude. No. I don't know. Which one? Those, the RF 977 microbus, 1270. I don't know. I've used these in the past, and I've had good luck with them. They're nice. They're nice vans, at least in the game. The B1000 and the RF 977. I've never bought that before. Income. Look at that, dude. We broke even. We're above 500. It's orange. Weird to see a sleep-deprived EJ. I'm not sleep-deprived, Sea Kraken. I'm fine. I was just thinking about the space news that I just did, and... I'm not really happy. I went back and watched the VOD, and I'm not really happy with how I acted, dude. That's all. I acted like a freaking putz, dude. Did you get the tankers? Did you get distracted? No, I'm still thinking about it. Andrew, I can't buy them because the road to the road depot where I could buy them is blocked. I could put down a free depot and we could use that. Yeah, I was just, should I skip the news for today? I would. It's really nothing of substance. I'm like debating deleting the VOD because I'm just not really happy with how I acted. Meh, it was fine. Yeah. It's very rare that I do that. I usually just let it fly and call it a day. But yeah, this one, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. She's kind of funny. You funny too. Should I not watch the VOD? Oh no, Sea Kraken, it's nothing you guys haven't seen. Me talking about SLS and Constellation and Shuttle and... I took myself way too goddamn seriously, and I'm just... You know how it is. You know how I get. I just... You know what, dude? Like, I don't really want to do that anymore. You know? Like, I don't want to do the ranty stuff, dude. I end up, all I have is I just end up ranting about the same damn thing over and over again. And then just, yeah. I've been trying, I said a long time ago that I was trying not to do it as much. And I've been pretty damn good about it lately, but yeah, I slipped. I slipped and I relapsed. I got pissed about Constellation and Apollo and all this other stuff, and yeah, I'm kind of embarrassed. Speaking of Shuttle, EJ, I actually kind of was wondering this. Besides the lack of atmosphere on Mars, could a shuttle make it through entry if somehow we could get it there? Yeah, sure, T-Man. Dude, the shuttle would make it without any thermal protection system. You don't need a TPS on Mars if you're coming from low Mars orbit. No, no TPS required. Just metal skin would be fine. And just a good coating, good paint. Saw KSP in your description, instant follow. Oh. Wooly, I'll be honest. I haven't played KSP in a good while because of what happened with KSP and KSP2. But, yeah, I have about 15,000 hours in Kerbal 1. But like I said, I haven't played in a little bit. That's okay. Right on, man. But yeah, yeah, dude, we did some good stuff with Kerbal back in the day. Caught a booster, that's all that matters, yep. Have you tried researching other space programs and covering that? I don't know, man. I think I slipped just because I'm pushing myself again. I'm stretching myself way too thin. But that's what I like doing. I like finding where my limits are. You just think I hit it. I might need to dial it back for a little bit. I don't know, dude. Let's just get to the launch and we'll see what happens. That's okay. I have about 9K filling the rest of my hours in RP1. Yeah. RP0-1. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I don't appreciate. I don't like how I acted personally. I was not happy with that performance. Let me put it that way. And yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I have 4 cisterns coming. We get excited about KSA though, for sure, Wooly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hellfish, believe it or not, that's what I was thinking about doing. I think next week, I'm gonna dial it back. I think I just want to do space news. Space News, Flame Trench, and Racing, and that's kind of it. I just gotta dial it back, dude. Like, consider it like a reset, dude. You did a sample return mission, Nick? That's awesome, man. Cool. Right on. Looks like the road to the depot is good. Well, I bought the trucks, but I think they're driving back here to refuel. Ironically. When they get up here, I'll have them start pulling from there, and let's see if we can get back to 500K. Are the roundabouts working like they should? No, not yet. They won't work until I pave the road, because only on the paved roads can you put like markings on the roads and signage and whatnot. Well, you can put signage on these roads, but wow, Space News, do you have a YouTube channel? Wooly, I'm streaming on YouTube right now. I do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Starting at 5 p.m. Eastern, I do a segment where I talk about what's going on in the spaceflight industry. Yeah, it's called EJ's Space and Rocket Review. Yeah, I talk about what's going on. I teach people about different things, like why SpaceX moved Booster 15 out of the Mega Bay today, and why SpaceX is dismantling High Bay 1. I wanted to get more into that, but Wooly, I slipped today, and I ended up ranting about how NASA isn't doing enough, and it really didn't come off with the way I intended it to. It came off as me being a whiny piece of but yeah, that's what I usually do, dude. Hey, Wooly, oh jeez, thank you for the sub. You're kind of catching me at a low point right now. But I appreciate you, man. Welcome to Mission Control. You're going throttle up. At the end of the day, you're human. It's okay to reflect on yourself and recognize things that you are unhappy with. No need to dwell on it. Move forward. Well, yeah, Toxic. I appreciate that. Thanks, man. Yeah, I will. I just feel obligated to share it with you guys. I've always been pretty straightforward about this kind of stuff with you guys. Like, if I'm not feeling it, I'm not feeling it, dude. And I try to be truthful with my viewers, you know? Alright, let's create a new line. This is the oil above crude export. This is going to Warsaw Pack, so procures it with Warsaw Pack oil of crude export. Good. Save those changes. Okay. First stop is the storage tank. Actually, I got all the pipes laid out, so just use the... Well, I gotta finish that segment of road, so actually for now use that. And then go there. So load up, wait until loaded, unload at the border, and then set these 1, 2, 3, 4. Load crude, unload crude, wait until unloaded, wait until unloaded, save. Okay. Those guys, I assigned those trucks to the line, and now we should be able to double our output, because we're producing way more oil than the 3 trucks that are assigned to that already are picking up. Only can go up for Wooly. Yeah. We just ran. It's okay. The only way from any low point is up. Yep. So hold shift, press the spacebar, and gain some altitude. Nah, it came off as totally normal, ranty EJ. To me, the issue is how it can get circular. One thing I think it gets help is help catching these points and cutting it off. Yeah, Hellfish, I've been super good about that lately, man. I slipped, and I think that's what's pissing me off. I've been trying to make Space News more fun and stuff. I started slipping again. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that anymore. I'm not happy with how that worked. I don't want to rant all the freaking time. That doesn't work. That might work during the pandemic when people have nothing else to do, but it doesn't work now. Honestly, I'm of the same mind, dude. It's tough being a space fan at the moment with all the crap going on with Elon. Seems like people are dead set on making sure anything he's involved with fails. We've had a massive win the other day with bringing 2 astronauts home, but all people can do is just rant that SpaceX is the one to do it. Space travel, yeah, Trump's politics, nice. Yeah, uncapping, yeah, but if everybody quit when the going gets tough, they wouldn't regret anything for the rest of their life, right? Like, freaking, I'm not gonna just be like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. Just because some people have bad things to say about the thing that I love, you know? It's all good, man. I'll get back. But I think next week, dudes, I just want to do space news. I need some time to back off. I've been like foot on the gas pedal since Flight 7. Like, Boca, back here, streaming 10 hours a day for like 3 weeks straight. Then back to Boca, 2 weeks, non-stop, foot to the gas pedal. Then back here, right back to doing it again and again and again. I need an easy week. I think I'll only work 40 hours next week or something, you know, for a change. Great to meet you and everyone in Jack. We'll stick around. Wooly, my pleasure. You're surrounded by space freaks here, so if you like space flight, this is probably the right place, dude. Need to clear the mental RAM. Yep. I've never regretted having dessert, but I've regretted not having dessert. Yeah. Car stuff in space? I don't know, Panta. See, that's the thing, dude. My foot's on the gas pedal, dude. If I showed you a picture of the garage now, it would look like a hoarder in there. The garage is not clean. There's crap everywhere. I did get the 59 all fixed up, which is good. So the Freb's in there. It's just, there's a path that goes from the outside door, to my office, and it goes around the truck, and then there's a path for the truck to back out of the garage. I don't like it. I hate it a lot. I think that's probably what I'm going to do all next week. Off stream. The other thing is my NDI plugins are completely broken. OBS updated and it broke all my, the entire garage office streaming interface setup because it was over NDI. I'm not saying I can't fix that. Yeah, sure, I can figure that out. That's no problem. What I'm telling you is that I just haven't had the time to do it. The garage stream has been broken for weeks. Yeah, there you go, Dan. We're not freaks, we're enthusiasts. Yep. How goes the city? It goes good, Trenton. How are you? Yeah, Gwertheim, I think that's what I need to do. It'll be the first time I've taken a mental health break in a long time. So I think next week I'm just going to do space news, flame trenchant, racing, and that's it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, just space news. And I'm going to clean my damn garage and get the auto stream back up and running. Clean that place out. You know, maybe work on some back-end stuff for the stream, you know? Okay, construction 2. We assigned to that gravel. IRL garage cleaning stream. Part of doing that is getting the NDI plugins working, Galactic. I don't have... Dude, OBS is open on the garage rig right there, but you see it went to a black screen and then nothing? See? It breaks every time I try to load it up. I gotta figure it out. That's part of the stuff that I've been trying... It's on my list of things to do. I just haven't done it. Construction 1 for oil. Okay. I want to gravel all of this here. Stream directly from the garage PC. Dude, that PC is over 10 years old at this point. I'm not even sure it's capable of doing that. You're not obligated to give us any of your time. We are privileged you allow us to share this time with you. And everybody else is fully entitled at their own time. We'll be here when you are ready. Well, yeah, Toxic, there's a modicum of truth to that for sure, but at the end of the day, you guys pay my paycheck. So, I don't forget about stuff like that, but I do appreciate it. You're also floating in that screen. Well, if the garage background was there, it wouldn't look like I was floating. Yeah, that's right. Like I said, we'll be here. Thanks, man. Thank you.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Cliche, 14-month resub. Thank you. Alright, how are we doing over here? Are these depots almost done? Yeah, alright, excellent. All the gravel roads are almost done too. Pretty good. Let's assign 2 to that. Okay, already done. Go there. There. There and there. Get that. That. Yeah, baby. Let's freaking go, dude. So any oil plans for this new city? Yeah. Yeah, that was I decided that's what I wanted to do for my early game team, man. And believe it or not, we're in the green, which is pretty cool. Less streaming next week. Less streaming by you next week works out great for me. I got to do the final grind before I defend your masters on the 9th. Well, good luck, Bran. Yeah, nice start with the early oil. Thanks, man. I think the border is the constraint at this point. Yeah, but look at that. We're up 85 G's. We're making money. That's pretty cool. And there's still plenty of black gold in there. Money, money, money. Making back $500,000. $550 at a time. What's that, Outfish? Aston Martin, the team that started out as Jordan, pays tribute to Eddie Jordan. That's awesome. That's cool. Hey, Dr. Gnome, how are you?
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Legion, 45-month resub. Thanks, man. Dr. Gnome, you're about to go on a flight? Oh, yeah? Where are you off to? Gonna be balling in Hawaii. Oh, nice, dude. That's awesome. Okay, now that we're gravelized all the way around, we can use the terminal again. If you had a dream vacation with Brimo, where would you want to go? Probably go back to Rome. Man, the honeymoon was a good time. That was fun. I have a dumb question. Where was the moon buggy kept on the limb? I've always wondered how they got it there. It folds up like a folding table, believe it or not. So, Brandon, by the end of the Apollo program, by the time we got to the, what is it, K missions, the Saturn V had basically gone through a block upgrade. They found a way to throw more weight out. So the later missions, so Apollo 15, 16, and 17, had way more down mass to the moon than Apollo 11, 12, and 14. And 13 kind of too as well. Now, these missions allowed them to take more, down mass means you take more stuff down to the moon. Part of that was inside of the, like the descent modules. So the rover actually, it folds up. Like, it's stored in one of the compartments on the LEM. Here. Let me pause this for a second. So the descent module down here is basically a gigantic so you see how you have the sides with the legs and then you have a diagonal between all the legs. So if you looked at the descent module from the top, right, it would look like this. Like a stop sign almost. That's what the descent module looked like. Now there's a bulkhead going this way, and there's a bulkhead going this way. So in the center bulkhead, you had your LMDE. Right? That's the descent engine. Now here, and here, and here, and here, you had fuel tanks. So NTO, MMH, MMH. So MMH is liquid fuel, NTO is oxidizer. And then you'd have your helium tanks here, here. I think there's 4. I don't remember off the top of my head. But see these compartments right here? This guy, and this guy, and this guy. That's where they stored them. Those are the, that's here. Right here. They stored the ALSEP experiments there, the Apollo Lunar Surface Experiments packages. They put those there. And basically the earlier missions flew with some empty space. You can see some of the ALSEP experiments on the ground right there, like the lunar rangefinders, the Snap 27 experiments. So now, if we go back over here, like some of them flew with empty space in the descent module compartment, right? See? These diagonal compartments in here basically, you see there's the fuel tanks. The diagonal compartments are basically open space. So what they did was they fit one in. They fit one into the descent module, and it basically folded out. That's not a good example. So, right there, see where it says United States? That's where they folded it out from, the rover. So this is Apollo 15. See this thing? See how it kind of, it's a door that kind of opens down like this. And this thing, believe it or not, it folds up basically like a folding chair. So if you look at a picture of the lunar roving vehicle, it's funny that Brandon and I said folding chair because they used folding chairs, like actual beach folding chairs, because that works, because they're lightweight and they're aluminum. Those are beach chairs. Fun fact. So those things folded forward, and the rover had 2 pivot points. You had a main tray right here, right? These things folded down. You had a main tray right here. And then there's a hinge right in front of the main tray and right in the rear of the main tray. And then these wheels actually, like if the wheels are like this, you're looking at the front of the rover, the wheels actually fold upwards like this. So they come out like that. So if the wheels come up and fold, and then you fold this over, when the rover's folded up, the wheels would be tucked in here. And now this thing in the back, you'd fold that, you fold it down, and then you'd fold this up, and the wheels would tuck in up over the folding chairs, right? The antennas obviously fold down, and then the control panel folds down as well. Basically, it's like origami. And like here, I'll show you. Trying to see if we can find a better picture of this stupid thing. Yeah, here we go. So you see the hinge right there? So the wheels will fold up, right? And then the hinge folds forward and the chairs fold down. The whole thing basically fits into this tray. And this tray in the center right there fits in to one of those triangular compartments. Now, the crazy part about this is that, like I said, there's some assembly required, right? The crazy thing about this is that the Apollo engineers came up with a way to pull this, to deploy it. Like, you know, you're going to sit there, you got to put stuff on it. Like, that's a complicated EVA operation, right? Dude, they got the rover chassis to deploy by pulling on a string. Believe it or not. You pull on a string to open this door, and that string pulls a bunch of pulleys and stuff, and that the more you pull on the string, the rover folds down, and when it gets halfway down, the front wheels fold out, right? And then you pull it, and it pulls the door all the way down, and when the door gets all the way down, the rear wheels pop out. The back part opens, and the rear wheels pop out. It does it by itself, just by pulling on a string. There's video of it. It's super freaking cool, dude. So when the thing is fully folded, right, they would take it and slide it right off. That's actually where when this picture was taken, right after they slid the thing off. The funny thing is that a lot of there's like lunar conspiracy theorists. They're like, how is the rover on the ground with no tire tracks? Because the Apollo astronauts were documenting the wheels touching the ground for the first time, because they lifted it off. It slid off the carriage right and onto the lunar soil. I see people say that all the time. How are they driving it around? It's got no tire tracks. Where did it come from? Well, dude, that thing is light. You could throw that thing. Me and you could pick that thing up and throw it on the moon. My stepmother worked on building the rover back in the day. Cool. Here, I'll show you. The video isn't too crisp, but here. Here's an animation from NASA, dude. Watch this. This is absolute bonkers. This will probably show you better than the actual video. So look, check it out. They pull, front wheels deploy, right? You pull it even more, the rear wheels deploy, and then it sets down. Dude, is that sick? Oh, gee, it's so damn good, man. See? How's that, huh? Not to mention the mesh wheels didn't sink into the regolith that much, and they also discarded the soil from the wheels with every rotation. Yep. Freaking origami, dude. Whoop. Whoop. Here's another crazy fact. Can we LS swap it? It's an electric vehicle. I mean, maybe. Here's another thing. So Apollo 17, they drove, I don't know, like 14 or 15 miles. It's like 20 kilometers or something. The Apollo, on Apollo 17, they drove as far away from the LEM as like the length of, it's something like the length of Central Park or something. Like it was like 14 miles round trip, right? So 7 miles out, 7 miles back. Like I know Central Park, like it's like there's pictures around of the like the path of the rover for Apollo 17 like superimposed over Manhattan so you can get a sense of scale. I just want to point out how absolutely bonkers that is. You land on the moon. You're the only one on that. You and your buddy are the only ones on that entire celestial body, on that huge floating rock. Your only trip home is the LEM, and that's it. And you're gonna drive away from it. These guys had stones, dude. That's sketch. Even in the LRV. What if you drive like 5 miles away and a tire breaks? You gotta walk back. Hope you don't puncture the suit. It's bananas. Like, dude, these guys had balls of steel. Oh yeah, Jason, yeah, dude, we made our versions in KSP, dude. I remember. Look at that, yes, dude. Oh! Yep, there you go. We made our descent modules, man. It's crazy. Thanks for the explanation. Yeah, it just shows how damn cool those Apollo missions were. They were really cooking when they did those. All right, anyway. You found the Central Park image. Late stream? Yeah, Cake. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Here it is. Thanks, Bren. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. That's how far they went. If anybody's ever been to Manhattan, you know the Manhattan ain't small. Look at that. Is that nuts? That's a long way, dude. A long way from your only ride off the rock. You don't get back to that, you die. Like, no questions asked. Like, it's not even a judgment call. Opinion on this goblin. All right. In Manhattan at the wrong time of day, that's a 2-hour trip. Yep. Traffic is much better on the moon. Best of luck with that one. Did you guys see that? They're gonna try to assemble a James Webb and then send it to. Okay. Good luck. Yeah. What is that thing? Timu James Webb. All right, let's get back to work. I need to pave this stretch of road right here. I need to assign construction to Yeah, they're gonna try to assemble a James Webb with 2 Long March 5 missions using RPOD next to the mirrors. Okay. I wish you the best, dude. Have fun. Good luck. Have fun and good luck with that. Yeah, that. Oh, okay. I'm not a fan of copycats. We have James Webb at home. James Webb at home. You got one too? Jason, what is this? Oh, you made the thing. Ha. Neat. Look at that. We're up 15 Gs, 16 Gs. Not bad, man. Credoyle. Credoyle's actually going to fund us. We got a new construction depot assigned. We don't need to assign any things to it. This is, this is equipment hauling. Yakograd equipment hauling. Very nice. Okay. Late night EJ stream? Yep. No, Dan, it's not rude. Yeah, it's just how look. Doing that thing again. Haven't seen that before. You know what? I just changed my mind. I was gonna move the paver and the hauler up there, but I don't want to do that just yet. I want to move the bulldozers and the excavators up there. The reason why is because I eventually want to start paving we want to make the interchange here. Yeah, I think that's a project we should work on too. Getting the interchange up and running. Anyway, Jason, how you doing, man? Long time no see. Yonk. How are you already making cash? I'm exporting crude oil, Rocket Guy. Yeah, this is what I wanted to get done by April of 61. We're 4 months behind, but yeah, I wanted to get some positive cash flow here before we start building out big. Yeah. Now fares our land very, very well, thank you. Making the impossible late, I see. Yep. What did we make thus far? I got oil up and running. All 6 pump jacks are pumping. And I don't have all the tanks made, but we have a good amount of them made. And we have a good amount of crude. Weep weep.
Go and throttle up.
Hey man, thanks for the Prime sub. I appreciate it, dude. Come on, get above half mil. Let's go, dude. 27 grand income. That's pretty good for 1961, dudes. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Random thought about the game. Could you design an underground public transit system? There's subways in the game, dude. Yeah, of course. See? Oh, yeah. There's subways. In fact, like, it would be nice to actually engineer one. I've never done a subway before. Like, how cool would it be to have... How cool would it be to have that? To have the metro in the roundabouts. That's actually a super good idea. I haven't planned for it though, but metros are kind of mid-game anyway, so we'll plan one. It would be actually really nice to have a metro that goes over here, like a subway line that goes this way. I wanted to build a regular railroad station right here. So having a subway there that can take you to this side of the city would be good, because eventually I want to build another side to it over here. Do you need to worry about flooding in the subways? You know what, Meat? I have no idea, dude. I've never made a subway in this game. I've only made I've made trains, trucks, helicopters, airports, and that's it. I've never made a cable car system. I've never made a subway. Heck, I've used passenger trains once. Just because I'm not a good enough player. I wasn't a good enough player, but now we're in a pretty damn good spot. Look at that, dude. Yeah. I had boats, yeah, once. You don't have to worry about subways flooding them. Yeah, we had 2 boats, yeah. The cuttlefish and asparagus and the vanilla pesto. Cyborg, a friend of mine has been making solid propellant that mimics the look of methalox. His large-scale tests have been looking pretty good. Here's a slow-mo of it. What's up, dude? Can't play the music. I need to get the town ready to go. The next target is clothing, Andrew. That's an SRB doing that? Bryce is doing friggin' work. Oh, that's terrific, dude. Look at that. Hold up. Hold up. Look at that. How's he getting that efficient of a damn burn out of that stuff? What propellants is he using, Cyborg? You are a very serious streamer. Keep it up, gamer. Oh, thanks, man. Dude, this is, Cyborg, this is making me very happy. Out of all the things that, you know, it was going to make EJ's day a little better. Oh, wow. Of course it's rocket exhaust. Why wouldn't it be? Like, I love explosions, man. Oh, that's impressive, dude. Wow. That's awesome. So, Andrew, the next target is to get the town up and running and then get clothing going. Low metals and then copper oxide. Interesting. Okay. Cyborg, was that amateur or university? I think that's amateur. Need more amateur space news segments? Yeah. Yeah. Come on, get back up over 5. Come on. I'm gonna send one of the tankers home. We're draining faster than we're producing over here. We started with 300, now we're at 189. Take one truck out of the rotation, and that'll stabilize our income. Nice. Has an amateur rocket ever crossed the Kármán line? Yes. I'm pretty sure. That would be a question for Cyborg. Hey Shannon, how are you? Sorry, guys. Nice, T-Money. Don't forget maintenance. We don't necessarily need maintenance right now, dude. It's, I mean, yeah. Is this kind of like a Russian SimCity? Soviet SimCity. But yeah, it's a really good game, Shannon. Yeah, it's really fun. And for a game that's supposedly Soviet, you have a market, the market has dynamic prices, and you can affect the market by selling too much of a resource or not, you can inflate and deflate prices on the market, which is actually super cool. It's one of the best city builders I've ever played. It just kind of plays into the inherent centralization of a city that city builders have. So like you play City Skylines, you could just bulldoze somebody's house, right? You know, in real life you can't do that. You could bulldoze somebody's house and build a skyscraper there, right? This game plays into that game mechanics. Like, if you bulldoze somebody's house, those people are going to be displaced, and then they might become a dissident, right? Or, be unhappy about the quality of life and, set a building on fire or something. Like, it plays into it. Plays into it pretty hard. It's really funny, actually. 500,000 and going up. Well, if you bulldoze my house, I'd be mad at you too, just saying. Yeah, exactly. That's why this game's fun. Okay, I'm going to, first of all, assign construction. Let's get those two in there. And let's reactivate working on that substation. Like the 20-second burn time rule is very often has an exception made. That's cool. So much unfinished things. Well, Shannon, part of how I've been playing this game is, so this game is very, very difficult. It's a really tough game. It's not just build it and then it just pops up, right? The construction takes time because you have to bring all you actually have to physically bring all the materials from wherever you're getting them from to wherever they're going. And then once it's there, you need labor, you need construction labor to actually build the stuff. So like over here, you just saw some guys building a gravel road. They're building the gravel road, which is going to be the entrance to this apartment block that I'm making. I had to bust these guys in. You see how they're red? That means they're foreign labor. They're foreign labor from Warsaw Pact because there's two currencies in the game. You can trade with NATO or you can trade with Warsaw Pact. I could trade entirely on the dollar if I really wanted to. But these guys had to be bussed in, and I had to buy the bus, and I have to fill the bus up with gas. The bus needs to be maintained. It gets gas. You have to fill it up with gas. It gets better fuel mileage on better roads. Like if it's on a dirt road, it's not going to go very quick. You're going to get worse fuel mileage. And then the people here are working on the road, and then if you hover over them, when their shift ends, they go back home. Everything gets built that way. Over here, we have the bulldozer doing its work. Now, the construction labor, equipment operators is abstracted, so the bulldozer kind of works autonomously, but you can see he's spreading the gravel on the road. See? It's an awesome game. All these shops and everything that I want to build. So say like this flat that I want to make. 28 tons of concrete, 21 tons of gravel. 17 tons of asphalt, 335 work days. So we need 335 workers for this, right? But they only work in 8-hour shifts. So if I brought all three, you can only do 120 max. So like that's just for groundworks. And then you need 1,200 work days after that. 28 more tons, 21 tons of gravel, 28 tons of boards, 58 tons of bricks, 17 tons of asphalt, 12 tons of steel. Where's all those resources coming from? You can either make them yourself, which takes a lot of time because you have to build the things that make that. That takes time, hence all the planning. I can't do that right now, or you bring it in from the border. So I'm bringing it in from the border. Bringing it from the border, guess what? It's going to cost you money. This game's hardcore. It's really, really good. I know on its veneer, it's just like, oh, this is just Soviet city building. No, this is the gnarliest city builder around. It's one of the best city builders I've ever played, dude. And I played a lot of City Skylines and Cities too. Food will be imported at the beginning. So I've kind of divided like workers into early, mid, and late game stuff, right? I want my early game stuff to be done by the middle of this decade. So 1965, I want oil to be completely working. I need this entire part of the city working and operating just fine. And then I need my clothing factory working and operating just fine. At the very end of that, so around 65, I have plans over here for for grain storage, a food factory, and a construction distillery. At the end of like my early game segment, I want the food factory, the distillery, and the grain silo, and then by proxy the road and everything all made over here. If I really do everything right, I'm gonna go over here and get the farm working. Right? With this, we just import crops, right? You could just import them over the border with trucks, right? But what I really want to do is get the farm running, because if I get the farm running, then I make my own crops. We make our own crops, make our own food. Then we don't have to worry about it. Exactly, Toxic. If you think about it, every city builder is inherently centralized to an extent. I just wanted to look around and see if I got any more, like, decently high oil deposits around. Not really. I got the highest spots. We did some good surveying work. Kingsley, thank you for the raid. You have FP1 up for China? No. I still don't know how I feel seeing him with next to a Ferrari logo. Yeah, it's definitely weird. Like, something doesn't feel right. Like, the timeline has shifted. Hey, we're above 500. We made 40 G's in August. That's pretty good, man. And yet somehow Ferrari is exactly the same. Laugh out loud, ignored. Could you imagine a city building game that is truly realistic with having to deal with planning committees, elections, the winds of capitalism, and labor unions, and more, etc., etc.? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Surad. All city builders are inherently centralized to an extent. You're a dictator in every single city game. Even City Skylines, which is a capitalistic city builder. This game leans into it, which I don't necessarily mind. But the capitalism mechanics in this are the best I've ever seen. Like, the best I've ever seen. There's no game that does this like this. With a dynamic market where you can inflate prices and stuff. Oh, it's beautiful, dude. It's the most capitalistic game I've ever seen in my life. Which is ironic because there's a big Soviet star at the top of the screen. That's why I like this game. It's such a surprise. It's pretty cool. You know what? If we get the clothing on, we're gonna need to electrify it to an extent, so. Let's be real, though. It's all about the mechanics. The whole Soviet thing, yeah, it ties it together, but you could do the same with any other theme. It's the mechanics of this game, the nuances that make it stand out. Yeah, weather guy. That's what I'm saying, dude. Yeah, it's funny because, yeah, that's the Soviet thing is just a veneer, which is poetic in itself. I don't know. I find that hilariously funny. It's like, oh yeah, no. This is, we're creating glorious republic. No. It's about making tons of money off people's backs, which is hilarious. Like, it's a veneer. I don't, that's hilarious to me. I love it. It's so funny. Like, all right, sure. I think there's something beautifully ironic about that. I'm gonna put a substation over here, and this will be a substation that's working off the imported power grid for now. So what I want to do is go in here, and I want to just delete a small line of these. Like that, and then I'll put a switch in and I'll just run a power line over there real quick. Yeah, Gores and Demolition automatically assigned to it. Cool. It's probably gonna need its excavator back. Actually, hold on. Whatever, just go over there and send a hauling truck with it too. I hope I make it to NROL. What is NROL? National Reconnaissance Office Launch. This is NROL 57 or just L57 for short. So basically a military sat. It could be. I don't know. I don't know what it is. If I knew, I wouldn't be telling you. Right? Right? No, I don't want to do that just yet. Night Money. Hearing background chatter that the Department of Defense will announce the winner of the Next Generation Air Dominance tomorrow. It's a $20 billion contract. Interesting. Do you like Cities 1 or Cities 2 more? I like Cities 1 more. I had way more fun with Cities 1, dude. Yeah, way more fun. Cities 1 was just inherently just a better game. Cities 2, they tried to make it better, but they ended up trying to do too much, and it ended up sucking complete balls. The game is terrible. Like, it's... Yeah, it's not good. I don't... I played it once, so like Cities 1, if I like built a city, it was like Workers, dude. When I built a city, you know, I was jonesing to build another city and learn from my mistakes and build it better next time and build crazy stuff like building Epcot and whatnot, right? Like I made the experimental prototype community of tomorrow. We built a whole replica of it and we got it working and we were planning the subsystems. Similar to what we're doing here. Like it was very much like this. And then you got around to Cities 2. I played Cities 2. I never even got close to failing on the highest difficulty levels. I never even got close to failing. And I immediately filled up the entire map in less than a month. I had like a 5 million population city or whatever. It was bigger than Manhattan. My computer couldn't play it. We put so much into that. It had trains, boats, highways. I had frontage roads. I had stuff that looked like this in cities. Perfectly graded highways, perfectly graded railroad tracks, like subways. Profitable everything. All the universities, all the crazy good buildings. I played all of it, and then after, you know, I like handcrafted out some awesome districts and stuff. I tried to make one district look like New Jersey, so it had like sunken highways, and it had a lot of trees and swamps and stuff. I made swamplands. I built my airport in the swamp, just like they did in New Jersey, like Newark. It was very inspired by the tri-state area around New York. And it was an awesome map. Like it had these awesome suspension bridges and everything. And I made sure we engineered the bridges just right. And then I filled up the entire map. And then I just was like, okay, now what? Yeah, S, I know what you mean. Yeah, we built a horse head. It was awesome. How much income so far? I think the lowest we got was 470. Check that out, dude. Look at that. We're pulling in over 20 G's a month. That's pretty damn good. And then oh, Nissan Patrol. Those are cool, Surat. And then I finished, so I called that map the Stugats, right? I finished it. And then I didn't need to play cities again. I was like, okay, now what? Like in Cities 1, dude, I had like I could build in a style. I built cities to look like the Pacific Northwest, with a lot of hills and a lot of treacherous terrain, like highways built into the side of the hills, like the 5 is in Seattle, where it intersects with I-90, right? We built desert maps. I had a desert city that looked like Phoenix, right? I built cities that were inspired like Detroit, like a big urban metropolis with like highways, sunken highways and whatnot. I built cities that looked like the Northeast, that looked like my home, that were inspired by New York, Boston, and Philly. I even had a European city that was inspired by Amsterdam. I built the canal system in Cities 1. You just can't really do that in Cities 2. And it kind of killed it for me. And that's right around the time I started playing this. You hyped for KSA, though? I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited. Sandy Shores with the Tsunami Eater? Yeah, that's right. We had Sandy Shores where I kept getting hit by tsunamis, so I put the tsunami detection systems in, and I had breakwaters that we made that were designed to dissipate hydraulic pressure. And I protected it. Like, you can't do that in Cities 2. Dink, you just can't do that. I was building hydroelectric dams with passive spillways in Cities 1. So, like, if the lake behind it overfilled for whatever reason, it would leak out of a spillway before it caused a flood. We were engineering, dude, we were doing, like, hydrodynamic engineering and stuff in Cities 1. You can't do that in Cities 2. You can't do it. The water physics were garbage. Like, how do you go from that good to that bad? I don't understand. This game has better water physics. You know why? Because no physics is better than whatever the crap they put in Cities 2 was. Now this, let's cut to the chase. Junctions. Oh yeah, you were telling me about this the other day. Cities 1 is a game of solving problems. Cities 2 is a game of making pretty things. Yeah. Yeah. Not as bad as KSP 2, let's be real. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know whether, guy, if you told me about it or what, but, yeah. Junctions looks cool. Paradox is a stock company that focused on money. Yeah, Mill, but how can you release a game like Hearts of Iron, which is DLC done the right way, and then have something like Cities lay such an egg? And yeah, for what it's worth, Cities 2 wasn't nearly as bad as Kerbal 2, but... that was a rough time for your boy, man. I kind of stopped playing KSP 2 because it was freaking... the editor was unusable. Like, it was just unusable. I kept asking the devs for better editor controls, and they were like, okay, 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 and they never did it. So I stopped playing it. And then I was like, okay, it's okay. Cities 2 is coming out. I can just play that. In the meantime, while Kerbal 2 gets better. Then Cities 2 laid an egg, and then Kerbal 2 shuttered. So, great. Lovely. Yeah, at least Cities 2, they worked on it, Jason. Yeah, I'll give them credit where credit is due. Maybe we'll play it. Maybe we'll play it some other time, dude. But I don't know. Workers is just amazing. This game is so good, dude. Wow, did we belt that out that fast? All right, cool. Hidden Space Agency, Jacob. Yeah. It's the sequel. The spiritual successor to Kerbal. To the Kerbal franchise, I should say. Alright, cool. I want that substation up. And this is my temporary power grid for now. But anyway, I didn't want to turn this into an EJ rants about things again. Alright, Brendan, I'm off to get ready for bed. Gotta be on the road at 8 a.m. I'll watch your launch VOD tomorrow. Thanks for the info earlier. Yeah, of course, dude. Oil doesn't run out, Ren. Yeah, we can just keep going. We're approaching the NATO border, incoming Mack trucks. That's right. That's right, it goes in the square hole. Jacobs, don't worry about it. We got better stuff coming in the pipe, dude. It's old. It's old. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. The 9 days on this turnaround, how many were at sea? Sphere X Punch was a RTLS pivot. It landed at Slick 4 West. Yeah, that'd be cool, Hellfish. Should buy some new trucks. Dang, do they not have any other boosters? They got plenty of boosters. They're doing this to push the envelope. It's not, believe it or not, it's not pushing the envelope by much. Falcon 9 boosters generally have about a 30-day turnaround. And 15 to 20 of those days are just it being towed back on the drone ship. So, 30-day turnaround, 15 of that is on the drone ship. So that means they can turn around to, Falcon 9 in, Falcon 9 out in about 2 weeks. This is taking what would normally be like a 2-week turnaround and making it a week and a half turnaround. So it's not pushing the envelope as much as you might think. But dude, I think it's important to dwell on the fact that we're even discussing something being turned around in 2 weeks that flies into space being turned around in a week and a half. Like, that's not a big deal. Pretty impressive, dude. You do not know your limit until you push it. That's right. Goes in the square hole. You could always use higher viscosity oil, Hellfish, to absorb more heat. But that would depend on the tolerances. That Chinesium turbine. Part of me just wants to put it on the truck. Put it on the 59. Light tune, 5 PSI, that shouldn't break it. That'll be fine. As long as we're not pushing like 40 pounds of boost with it, it should be fine. Yeah, that's right, Tiggs. Yep. I think the fact that this is an L-57 mission is very telling. Tiggs, the Department of Defense has been all about quick rocket launch services, so on-demand rocket launch services. They've been all about that. I have a guess that this turnaround time has something to do with the mission, but I don't know what. It's just a guess. I have no idea. I just wouldn't trust it with your baby. I know. The other thing I was thinking about, Hellfish, is that we could put it in the 97. A little Chinesium turbo with that 5.8. That 5.8 is 175,000 miles on it anyway. I mean, 5.8s are everywhere. Not worried about that. You can get another. I can get another Roller 351 real quick. Price of coal rises up. I don't want to get into real aid here, but in a near-peer conflict, if you have degraded capability by an adversary, you got to get new stuff up quick. There you go. No, 97. Tough enough, not Bluefus. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know. Or we could just make it into a freaking jet engine. Whatever. I was gonna say the turbo would be really good because if I put the turbo in the 5.8, we put a turbo in the 97. I have the Holly Sniper. Or not the Sniper. We have a Terminator. I have the tuner for it, so we could put it on a custom map, and I could really control the tune to be very conservative. Could old nuclear missile silos be repurposed for military delivery rockets? Not the silos, but the missiles themselves, Halsey. Yeah, sure. Why do you think the Air Force was so committed to the Titan program all the way into the 90s? Because we had a lot of spare Titan missiles lying around after we decided to not field them as nuclear missiles anymore in the early 80s. Tons of them lying around. How do you think Atlas V found its way into the launch vehicle market, or Atlas just in general? Because we had a lot of extra Atlas D and Atlas E missiles lying around after we figured out that using cryogenic propellants in an ICBM is dumb. Because the propellants boil off. Yes, that's correct, sir. Almost there. Look at that, dudes. 535. I'm gonna park another truck. Is everything here made? All right. That's pretty good. All right, Shallow. On the way to Vandenberg Amtrak as we speak, will you be watching the launch? If I make it there, Knight. I've had a weird day. I think we should mill. I'm just worried about cost. You're tired, head to bed, don't be zombie, EJ. Sewer Rat, what's going on? What's on your mind, dude? What's going on, dude?
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Nothing? Dude, I don't want you to feel like we're being pricks, dude. Yeah, we discussed a lot of big words, but I'm never gonna be a piece of crap to somebody that wants to learn, dude. It's a big pet peeve in my opinion, because, dude, Rat, you know, I just read what you said. You know, you see people throw around all these big words, you feel like you're an idiot, right? Dude, I was there. I'm self-taught, remember that. I'm always like that. But, remember, I'm not an engineer, but I hang around with a lot of engineers. And sometimes they throw out stuff that it's just words that I just generally don't understand. I'm just... Okay. Those are words, you know, and you know, if you don't ask questions, then you're never going to learn what the heck's being said. So ask, please, ask us. If you don't understand something, ask me, dude. That was the point of your previous comment. I'm saying that no one is like that in chat. Oh, the fact that I've learned more in this chat than I probably did in all of high school. Oh, right on, man. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. That's how we roll. I never want somebody to come in here and feel like they're being made a fool. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, we're better than you because we know big words. Like, I hate that stuff, dude. Because I've been on the other end of that, dude. It ain't fun. It's not cool. People come in here to learn. People come in here to be excited about space. You know? Oh, Rocket Guy, that's only happened to me a couple of times where I've had people, I'm not gonna say who, I've had people talk to me that work in the industry that purposely throw out big words, and they're like, what, you don't understand that? I'm like, no, I don't. Like, they do that at my expense. They're not screwing with me. People do that, they just big words on purpose, and it pisses me off. Like, I mean, I don't show it, I'm just like, yeah, I'm stupid, I have no idea what you're saying, but I'm like, dude, it's late. Fuck you, fucking jackass. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, Rocket, you see that, I've had that, yeah, dude, I've had that done to me from people at, you know, back in the day we used to do Kids Week, and not anybody at the Intrepid, everybody at the Intrepid is awesome. Like, people would come in, and they'd be like, oh, you know rocket science, huh? And I'd be like, yeah, I mean... No, but yeah, and they'd be like, oh, well, you don't really know rocket science if you don't know what the, you know, sub F of, and I'm like, okay, all right. Dude, I've even seen somebody do it to DOS once, and I couldn't believe it. I'm like, that happened at South by Southwest one time. I was like, what the hell's wrong with you people, dude? Like, I'm not allowed to be excited about rockets because I'm not a freaking engineer. Kiss my ass. I hate people that do that. You know, I never will show it though. Like, I'll never say anything. I'm just like, yep, yeah, I'm stupid. Speaking turbo encabulator when talking about how a peg goes into the squirrel situation. No need to complicate. Rocket Guy, that is my big thing for coming up with easier ways to explain this stuff. Because I think you don't if you can't do that, then you don't really understand what you're talking about. You know what I mean? If you can't say it without using simple words, you can't explain it that way, You don't generally understand it. Yeah, weather guy, that's weird. But yeah, insecurity, I guess, Tesla Max, I don't know, dude. I don't know what that's about, but it's definitely happened. I will say, guys, that it is very rare. That is rare. It doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen sometimes. It happened to me at, ooh, we unlocked the EDK. Nice. It happened to me at Spaceport America Cup once. That pissed me off. I didn't say anything, though, but... Yeah, the people from a certain team were jerks. I don't remember which team. Don't worry about it. They were jerks, and then the rocket exploded. Oops. Yeah, they did something like that crap, and then their rocket blew up. Whammy. Yeah, there you go, weather guy. Nice. Yeah, Tiggs. It happens, dude. But once again, I can count the amount of times this has happened with one hand. And I've talked to thousands of people in the industry. Generally, everybody is super cool. And they're like, hell yeah, you like rockets? I like rockets too. You get people excited about rockets? That's sick. Here's what you can do better. Do this, this, and this, and this, and talk about this, 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 and this. Generally, everybody's cool. Like, I'd say like 95% of the time, you know, I run into people that generally love this stuff as much as I do. They probably like it more than I do. It's more, like, guys, don't get me wrong. It's more good than bad. But I have had some scenarios where I'm like, wow, you're a dick. Like, I don't like you. I think I hate you. Wow, that's weird. Yeah, exactly. You learn from it. Yep. So yeah, Sewer Rat, because of those, I never want to be like that. You know, if 95% of the people that you talk to about this stuff don't gatekeep it from you, who am I to? You know what I mean? The first orbital rocket launched from Europe is on Sunday. Ah, Robolite, that's ESAR. Yep. That's why I like coming around here in NSF. So much more to learn. What's currently under construction? We have the road to Ilios finished. I'm getting tired, dude. I start talking a lot like this when I'm tired. And I'm not focusing. Not to change the subject, but saw the game. Can you not designate one-way roads? You can when the road is paved. You can't paint markings on a gravel road, dude. And you know, Rocket had to pave roads, you need the paving equipment. So I have some. I haven't pulled the trigger on paving anything just yet. Yeah, these are gravel roads. The gravel roads kind of look like concrete in this game, but yeah. Guys, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. That's why I started coming here and found NSF from you, because A, I like learning, and B, you're not exclusionary with it, although most STEM edutainers on YouTube and Twitch are very much like, how can I help you like learning? I don't know, dudes. Yeah. I'm serious about next week. Next week, I don't want to do any games. I just want to do Space News. Space News, Flame Trench, and then racing on Friday. I need to pull back. I'm kind of overwhelmed. But I did this on purpose. It's self-inflicted. Like, I like pushing myself. I like finding the limit. Problem is, I just found the limit. I'm stretching myself way too thin with projects and whatnot. All right, Surat. Cool. Well, that's the good. Thanks for the good feedback. RAM needs to be cleared from time to time. Yeah, guys, I'm sorry. I'm going to dip out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed part 21. It's more like part 20.2, but whatever, we'll still count it. I'm going to go get some sleep. I'm starting to crash pretty hard. Sorry for about the mood down. My entire day has been just meh, Surat. I don't like that I made a fool of myself during Space News. I really don't like it, and I need to... When your boy starts getting antsy like that, I gotta take a step back, you know? Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy the L57 launch. We'll talk about it tomorrow, okay? I'm gonna go hit the sack. I'll see you guys. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good night. Sorry about that. Yeah. Gotta get stuff right, dude. Do you know if there'll be any coverage? I don't think so, Robolai. I've been hearing that it's no stream, but we'll see. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll do, I don't know, maybe we'll play something different. Maybe we'll play Timberborn tomorrow. I've been hot and heavy into workers, so. Maybe we'll play the Roadcraft demo tomorrow. Who knows? But I think the demo might be closed. I don't think I can play it anymore. We'll see. We'll see how it all pans out. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow at noon. Thank you very much for watching, and sorry for being a spaz today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.